Like everything else here, I was made in China as well. My name is He Huang. Yeah, He is my first name. It's spelled as H-E, and that's it. Yes, it's legit my first name. It is not my pronoun. I remember at this one Zoom meetings, and it was a random meeting, so boring. So I turned off my camera and mute myself because I was about to masturbate. I'm like, privacy, guys, please. So my screen turned black, and there's like one bloke jumping the meeting, and he had never seen me before in person. And he looked at my screen. He got so triggered because on the screen my name is H-E he, but inside the bracket my pronoun is S-H-E she. Yeah, this bloke was so triggered. What the fuck is this? What are you? Are you a he? Are you a she? Are you Thai? Like, no, I'm not Thai. Sometimes you have ladies being too supportive. This one time, the white lady, she was like very supportive. She was like, oh my God, your parents are so progressive. I'm like, no, they just wanted a boy. In Chinese, I've never had this kind of issue or confusion before because in Chinese, my name is spelled as. Sorry, just 1 second. Just need some fingerings to finish me off. I'm single, I'm in my 30s. I have a lot of time to waste. One of my hobbies right now is to follow hot dads. Not on Instagram, that's for losers. I like to follow them, literally. In the park during the day. This one time, I was following this hot dad in the park in Melbourne, and he was so hot. His skin was shining, radiating the responsibility. His baby was in the pram. They're walking. I was following. Yeah, it was so attractive. And he stopped for a moment. I thought he found me like following him, but it turns out, because I was like, what's happening? He just stepped on dog shit. Yeah, and he was about to curse. And he looked at his baby in the pram. I was like, oh my God, my baby's here. And he said, what the F-U-C-K? I'm like, oh my God, that is so hot. That is so considerate. He spelled it out for his baby. So hot. Right? I couldn't help but think what my dad would do. Like my dad only speaks Mandarin, only writes in Chinese. Imagine if he were with Mini He in China, right? He stepped on dog shit. I was like, oh, fuck, my He is here. What the vertical stroke, horizontal stroke, a slant stroke, another vertical stroke, another horizontal stroke, another vertical stroke, a horizontal stroke. Oh, wait, I'm closing the fucking character. Another vertical stroke, horizontal stroke, like stroke after stroke. You don't know whether he's cursing or he's doing Tai Chi. Right? Thank you. I got some moves. Have you seen those grandmas playing Tai Chi in the park? They're probably cursing at you guys. They're like, fuck you, fuck your family, and fuck off. And peace. 谢谢. Yeah, I was made in China. I'm the real Chinese. I'm from a province called Chongqing. Have you guys heard about this province in China? Some of you guys never heard about it. I remember at my orientation at work, I introduced my province to my fellow coworkers. They're all white. So I was like, hi guys, I'm from Chongqing. They were like, what? I was like, oh, if you don't know how to pronounce it, it sounds like Chingchong. But reversed. Right? Chingchong, Chongqing, Chongqing, Chingchong. You can just say their white face just got whiter. My hometown, we have a big tradition is that we like to gamble. I whenever talk about gambling, I don't have negative emotion associated with it. It's more like nostalgia. Right? Because it's such a big tradition, big event growing up for me. Every Chinese New Year, my family from mom's side, my family from dad's side, we just gather together, gamble. There's a table for the adults to gamble, and there's a table for the kids to gamble. Sometimes we gamble together, like, mingle to pass down intergenerational wisdom. Yeah, so it was a big part of my life. I got really tired of gambling by the time I graduated from primary school. Yeah, I was like, too much debt. For a younger kid, right? I couldn't handle that stress. Now I actually work as a comedian. I'm on the road all the time. I like to go to the casinos, not to gamble, just to feel at home. Right, going there, sit down at big tables, surrounded by people just look like my family members. Have a drink with them. It's very homey. My family is a modern Chinese family. Put in a context that you guys can understand this, is that my family are very, I'm gonna use the C word, communist. Not the Aussie C word you can't expect it. For example, my grandparents from my mom's side, if you go visit them, you will see a lot of Chairman Mao. Like, Chairman Mao is pretty dead, but his glorious image is preserved. Inside the house, you will see him on the wall, inside the drawers, and also on the calendars. It's not like those sexy firefighters kind of calendars. Mao is fully closed. But he is a sexy beast to my grandma. It's owning God. My grandma prays too, right? That's how my family are. You will literally see a lot of red flags. Yes. I left my hometown about 5 years ago. I came to Australia. The reason I left is because if you're like me, single, not dating, not married, in my small town, you'd be called leftover ladies. Yeah, it sounds fucking brutal, but also yummy. Right? Like, who doesn't like Chinese leftovers? We're yummy and cheap, so please take me home. Yeah, I'm pretty desperate right now for love and visa sponsorship. So please, you can find me on Tinder, Bumble, and also Facebook Marketplace. Still available. I'm actually very happy being single, but my parents, they are the one who stressed out about my marital status. I remember at my 30th birthday, my dad sat me down. He was like, that's my name. Can you lower your standards and get a husband? I was like, what, Dad? I don't have any standard. Just like my mom. Thank you for laughing at my dad. But don't get me wrong, though, we do have really good relationship. I love my dad, and he's a great Chinese dad because I am still alive. Thank you for having me. Super grateful. Yeah, I am the one-child policy product. It's not active anymore. Now you can have 3 kids. What a generous government. But I am the product of one-child policy. It is a very, very harsh policy. But on the other hand, us survivors of the one-child policy, a lot of us are just spoiled cunts. I'm spoiled, pretty selfish, self-centered. I'm doing this for a living. I know backup plans. Yes, my parents have to support me because they don't have any other choice, right? My dad is legit my sugar daddy. In my 20s, when I first moved out of China to study in the US, and I found out in the West, you guys all have siblings, most of you guys. So whenever I go to house parties, you guys talk about your family all the time, bragging about your siblings' achievement, right? At this one party, I specifically remember this bitch, Janet. She was bragging about her siblings the whole time, oh my God, my brother is a doctor, my sister is a lawyer, blah, 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 the whole night. And I got so annoyed by the end of the night. I was like, Janet, my brother was aborted. Yes, a conversation stopper. And also teach the bitch a lesson. Well, I never got invited by her. But that's just me in my 20s. I was very jealous of you guys. Now I'm in my 30s now. I feel very, very happy to be the only kid because I don't need to fight with anyone else in court for my parents' properties, right? I just need to be patient. Yes, I'm very much looking forward to the future. My mom and dad had to adjust their expectation for my future husband, especially for my mom. I remember when I was in my early 20s, she said to me that, you have to date Chinese guy from mainland China only. I was like, okay. And in my late 20s, she changed a little bit, and she was like, President Obama? Kinda black is fine. Okay. And now I'm in my 30s. She's like, fuck anyone. Just fucking get married now. Last year, I went back to see my family after COVID for the first time, beyond my expectation. She said to me, she was like, it's okay if you don't want to get married. It's okay. Your dad is shit as well. But let's buy some sperms. I'm like, what? Yes, we can buy sperms now. Now, legit, my mom every day is browsing sperms. For me, right? On Alibaba, right? Yeah, it got be made in China still. Very progressive. I'm actually really glad and proud of my mom, how much she has changed over the past decade. And it's specifically because she grew up in a very patriotic place. And her patriotism come to me in a very amazing ways. When she said to me, you have to only marry Chinese come from mainland China, at first, I didn't understand it, but I didn't talk back to her because I still need her money. So when I started to work in the US independently and financially independent, I asked her for the first time, I said, Mom, why do I have to marry Chinese guy only? And she said to me, she was like, oh, because you love China. I'm like, what? She said, yeah, you love your country. I was like, okay, I do love China, but why does my pussy has to love China as well? right? Isn't all about girls. And the feng shui, right? That kind of arbitrary reasons. But she just make that reasoning to my head, and it stuck with me entire life, right? I still feel guilty whenever I have sex with a global partner. Yeah, I feel so guilty. I feel like I'm betraying my country. When I was having sex with a global partner, I feel like the whole China is watching. Yeah, the guilt just piling up. And one time I feel so stressed, so guilty. I just whispered into the guy's ear. I said, "Forgive me, Chairman Mao. I will always use chopsticks." Do you guys feel guilty for the interracial couple? No, not really. Can I ask you what kind of Asian are you? Hong Kong. Okay, so you're Chinese. Don't get me canceled. I love China. If you're watching, hi. I'm wearing red. But are you guys married? No. So do you feel that kind of guilt when you date another like white man? No. So your mom doesn't give that pressure to you. No, hurry on. She has no standards now either. That's good. I do feel guilty though because my mom made me have a patriotic pussy. So, is it very confronting for me or for Asian lady or woman to talk about sex on the stage? Because you don't expect me to do this, right? You expect me to be on your college brochure. Or on the Pornhub, right? Yeah, I know. Thank you. Oh my God, they're complicated, right? I cannot be naked and then to give you all the history about University of New South Wales. I'm like, that's not Chinese. That's Japanese. She's so shocked. That's a good Pornhub title. Yeah, it took me a long time to feel this comfortable, be empowered, and to share freely. And because I grew up in a very conservative household, talk about sex is definitely a taboo, and I would never ever share with my parents about my sex life, right? But I think my whole perspective got changed when I first went to the U.S. When I went to the U.S., I was this innocent, childlike, and my English was very bad. It sounds rude sometimes because in spoken Chinese language, we don't have those polite prefix like may I, can you, could you? We don't have that. So whenever I tell someone I want something, I would say, I want this, give me that, and fuck off. Very straightforward. Kind of rude. But now it's been like 10 years, 14 years. I definitely know how to talk to white people now. Yeah. I will always say, oh, may I have this? Can you give me that? And could you fuck off? And then it was such a struggle for me to start a conversation with you guys as well. I mean, in America, there are just so many nuances of different slang words. This one time I was taking a break during classes and my African American classmate Jerome just popping out said, "Sup, huh?" And I got so scared and I ran away from him. Yes, I was so rude. I didn't know what to do. I was so confused. I feel embarrassed. Just quickly run away from him. And then for my defense, though, like I've never seen any black guys in my English textbook. Just say "sup," right? So I was confused, embarrassed about what I did. I know it's not right, but I don't know what to do. So I asked my Chinese roommate. Her English was much better than mine. I was like, "Phoebe, this happened. What should I do?" And she heard the whole story. She was like, "Oh my God, you are so rude. He was asking you what is up with your life so far." I'm like, wow, that's such an elaborate question to ask. In 3 letters. I was like, oh my God, my enemy cares about me? Yeah, so I was like, okay, next time if he asks me again, I will make sure that he understands that I understand he cares. So in about a few weeks, we saw each other on campus again, and he was like, "Sup, huh?" And I was so excited. I was like, "Oh my God, Jerome! I'm so glad you bring that up." You know, I got invited to a party last night. You Americans just have so many parties. It's so fun, so chaotic. Unlike in China, we only have one party. It is. Yeah, okay, cool. Someone's supporting that, okay? I'm like, yeah, no, it's not really fun, but I finished the party. I feel really fun, had a lot of alcohol, love that. I went back to the dorm. On the way to the dorm, this cute guy, he just yelled at me. He was like, "Nice titties." I was like, oh my God, I've never been complimented like that before. Oh shit, I do have nice tits. I should say something back to him. Compliment, you know? And I says like, oh my God, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. You have nice balls as well. Two of them, bouncy, bouncy. He got so scared, he ran away from me. Like, what the fuck? Is this two-way communication? Anyway, I went back to my dorm. I went to sleep. I got up 6 in the morning. I took a shower. I took a dump. Anyway, before I ran into you, I actually just went to the toilet. And I found out I got my period. But I forgot my tampons. So now my vagina is full of toilet paper. Sup, Jerome? Yeah, but we become good friends though. Like he taught me a lot about American, African American slang. Very nice, and I learned a lot in that year about language. Improved a lot. But the most significant event happened to me when I was there was I tried to lose my virginity. My mom didn't teach me anything about sex. Like, I'm in my 30s. My mom still hasn't given me the talk yet. Yeah, so technically to my mom, I'm still a virgin. Yeah, I am a virgin to her because I've never ever shared all my sex life with my mom because I cannot be honest with her. I cannot just tell her, oh, Mom, I actually really enjoy single life and I love swimming in a sea of dicks. White dick, yellow dick, brown dick, yum, 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 yum. I cannot tell her that. I don't want to make her feel jealous. Yeah, it's really hard to swallow, so. The closest time I try to talk to her is I ask her, where do I come from? And she said to me, she was like, oh, I pick you up from a garbage can. I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much for picking me up, Like if you ask any of the Chinese friends you have in my generation, I think they probably give you similar answers, like their moms pick them up from a garbage can, right? Am I right? Some of your Asian ladies say yes, yes, yes. My mom said the same thing to me. Because like Asian moms are not like white moms. White moms are so imaginative. You will tell your kids or you will lie to your kids about they're delivered by a stork. It's like an Uber delivery. But not by Indian guys. Just by a beautiful stork. It's a beautiful picture to paint to your kids, right? But not for Chinese mom. That'd be really dark with you. They're like, you know what? I finished my whole day work. I gathered all the moms in town, and then we went to a dumpster site. We work really hard because we go through all the trash, sift through all the trash and say, oh my God, there you are, a bunch of baby girls. Yes. Oh, some of you guys start to get that. This white guy just like, oh my God, I shouldn't laugh at that. It's so inappropriate. What's your name, sir? Sorry? Ryan. Did you get that joke? Do you feel bad laughing at it? You do? Yeah? Don't feel bad. I'm the survivor, Yes, thank you. I literally killed all my siblings, so I'm the powerful cunt. That's how my, conversation with my mom about sex. That's it. And at school, we don't have proper sex education either. The only dick I've ever seen is just this cross-section dick from biology class with all the parts labeled out, right? It's always ended up in your multiple choice sections from the biology exams, and that's the only dick. So yeah, so when I went there, I was very innocent. I didn't know anything about sex, and I started to date this guy named Marcus. And Marcus is such a sweet university student. I don't want to tell you about his background, but he has a huge dick. So you guys can work out his background, right? Yeah, we're just dating cute couples on campus, and until one night, I overheard my roommate, Phoebe, was yelling. Yeah, she was yelling at high pitch, low pitch, sometimes cut off, sometimes, oh. And I was like, what she's doing? So I asked her the next morning, I was like, Phoebe, what did you do last night? And she was like, I was having sex. I was like, oh my God, what is that? I want to have sex too. So I went to Marcus, Marcus, give me sex. And he was like, oh, don't be so Chinese. Be polite. I'm like, okay, Marcus, can you please give me sex tonight? Yours sincerely. And I was like, okay. So we went to his dorm that night. The moment he undressed his pants, and I was so fucking shocked. Because until that moment, I heard so much about sex, so much about dicks. For me, I thought when I see dicks, the first sensation come to me should be something like if you're so thirsty and you see a big bottle of ice water, or it's like hot summer like today, it's just a cool breeze, or at least smells like a bouquet of flowers. Right? So when I saw Marcus' dick, I was like, what the fuck is that? What is this meaty stick? Why it's hairy? Oh, what the fuck is the smell? Yes, both of us were traumatized for a while. And Marcus was such a gentleman. He figured out I've never had sex education. And he said to me, so sweet, he was like, it's okay. I like you. That's why we're dating. We don't need to have sex, right? But I do have 1.5 gigabytes of educational resources. Do you want it? I was like, fuck yeah. I'm such a good student. Yeah, I was literally studying international politics during the day, learning how to have sex at night. Yeah, it is actually very steep learning curve for me because that 1.5 gigabyte is not only my education for sex, it's also my education for English vocabularies. But I study really hard because I'm always good at study. And for 2 months, I feel like I nailed it. So I went to Marcus again. I said, Marcus, I'm ready. We tried again, didn't work out. Actually, we tried multiple times after that. Never worked out. I was very frustrated about why it didn't work out. Now I worked out why. Because when I first started to date Marcus, I was this newbie players in the game, right? But then the first dick I met is a final boss dick. Of course, I was traumatized, right? But back then, I couldn't figure it out. I don't have the resilience, the knowledge, the equipment to deal with Marcus' endowment. And also, my mom never teach me anything about my body, or I don't know. I didn't know I come from her pussy. Excuse my French. And so I was very nervous at that time. My vagina was pretty close, just like China nowadays. And I was very frustrated to a point I come up with a plan. I went to Marcus. I told Marcus, I have a plan. I was like, so if you have kidney stones, right, and you will go to doctors in hospitals, and they will remove your stones when you are unconscious. So, can you remove my virginity when I'm unconscious? And Marcus was like, fuck no. What? I didn't have any sex ed. I didn't have any history or understanding about consent. So when Marcus said no to me, I take it as a yes. So I went to Chinatown. I bought a huge bottle of Baijiu. It's a Chinese liquor. It's more than 50% of alcohol volume in it. I got really excited. I came back to campus, and Marcus was so nervous, just sweating the whole night. And I was doing shots by myself. So, Marcus, are you ready? I was like, no, I'm not ready. No, not gonna do it. So doing shots by myself, one after another, and Marcus not participating at all. So very soon, I finished half bottle of it. Right? I feel like, yes, I'm ready. And before I passed out, I was like, Marcus, remember to remove my virginity. And I went to sleep. Right? For a long time, I was sleeping, and then I feel someone's pushing against me. It was Marcus. Yes. And he was like, are you awake? I'm like, yes, Marcus. Did you remove my virginity? No, but you are awake now. Do you want to have sex right now? No, Marcus, you fucking loser. So I went to sleep. We didn't have sex at all that night. We actually didn't have sex at all throughout the whole dating because Marcus was a gentleman. He was nurturing. He was always nice to me. He taught me a lot about the sex education. I feel like he could be my mom. If my mom were a big black man. Right? Unfortunately, we ended our relationship when the program ended, and I went back to China with Marcus' legacy. The big 1.5 gigabyte of educational resources. Yeah, I brought them back. I studied for another half of a year, and I managed to lose my virginity to a Chinese guy. Yes. You are right. I should have started with that. Okay, so some of you guys look very intense. You feel bad. Because are you saying Asian guys have a small endowment? No, I'm not saying that. As a minority in the West society, I'm fully aware what Asian guys up against, right? I'm not saying they have a small endowment. And there's a billions of them as well. I haven't sucked enough. To tell you the accurate average size of an Asian guy's endowment. I'm not saying that. Actually, I've seen some ABCs, like an Asian big cock. Yeah, it is massive. But I was just saying, the guy I lost my virginity to, let's just call him Chad. His endowment compared to Marcus, it is entry-level dick. And I should have started that. My life would be much easier. But still, I feel a little bit vulnerable and embarrassing to share the story with you guys because it's such an embarrassing story to share, right? But I'm just happy I can share with you honestly and also make some money out of it. I have enough money. I actually went back to China. I earned the respect my family because old times I was not even allowed to drink in public because that's a sign of you being a slut. And also only belongs to the auntie's table, right? Like women, kids, Titanic boat kind of scenario. Women, kids only. But this time, so different. I was doing shots with all my uncles from my mom's side, from my dad's side, every day for 2 months. Yes, it's a lot of alcohol to drink. And I'm like, oh my God, the ultimate success for a Chinese woman is become Chinese man. Yeah, so now my pronoun is legit. He now, yes. Thank you. Yeah. I don't even need a surgery. Already transitioned. Yeah. This is my 5th year living in Australia. Thank you so much for loving this Chinese leftover. Yeah, thank you so much. I was reflecting upon my journey here. 4 years, about 2 years in lockdown though. I live here in Melbourne. It was really tough. It's so funny how little people outside of Australia know about you guys. It's still nowadays I talk about Australia to my friends outside Australia. They're always like, "Oh my God, yes, the kangaroos, the koalas." I'm like, "There's people too." So when I first came here, I thought everybody here is white. I didn't know how diverse the society is, and I got really mad when I landed in Melbourne. I was like, "What the fuck?" And I come to the city of Melbourne, I was like, what the fuck happened? Why everything is in Chinese? Yeah, I was like, I shouldn't waste my money on learning English. Could I be fine, right? And then I got excited for my comedy dreams. Then lockdown happened. It was really tough. 6 lockdowns. All the Melbourneian can understand it, right? The first lockdown happened. You guys were so positive. And then second, third. And you guys started to call the previous governor Dan Andrew, dictator Dan. And I was defending him. I was like, oh my God, he looks so nice. And he answered all your questions on telly. And he don't make you guys disappear. After lockdown finished, I started tour around in Australia. I went to People's Republic of Perth and love that city. It's lovely. I went to Queensland. I learned some Queenslander English. It was so hard to understand. The scariest gig I ever done was in Canberra. You guys been to Canberra, right? It's a very fake town. And yeah, all the blocks just look so fake. I don't mind it, but I did my gig there. There's a Chinese lady sitting in the front row all by herself, and she has such a big dick energy. And nobody there sitting next to her. So she has the first row all by herself. Yes, and then throughout my 40-minute set, she didn't even laugh once. And my little Chinese mind started to get paranoid on the stage. By the 10 minutes, I'm like, fuck. Because she's browsing Alibaba already on the phone. I'm like, that's a power move. She's definitely from the Chinese embassy. To suss me out, right? And I got so scared on the stage. I think I said, I love China 100 times. And I fucked off right away after the show. I even did an Instagram story. I was like, hi, guys. If you don't see me post in about 24 hours, hashtag fan her. Yeah, I was truly scared at that moment. But I was lucky, I'm still alive. My family is still not get threatened. Everything is fine. They are still very alive and safe. It's amazing for me to prove to my family that I can make my dream come true. Before I came to Australia, my dad, he's the funny one in my family. He said to me, he was like, go pursue your dream in comedy. In Australia, I will give you 2 years. Well, he didn't say COVID coming. So I said, if you failed, come back to us. We still have the money to buy you 10 kilos of jasmine rice. Every month, go fly high. We got the rice. I'm like, thank you, Dad. And to be honest, I didn't even think I'm gonna make it until I went to Australian Got Talent. Right? A lot of give me a shout out if you see me on Australian Got Talent. Thank you so much. That's probably most of you guys got to know me. The Chinese leftover bit got very popular. And I just did my normal clean 5 minutes for the TV. And I didn't even move to the next round. So I didn't think too much of that audition. But when it's aired, somehow it became a viral clip of Australian Got Talent. It got viral globally, in Australia, outside Australia, and it went back to China. In China, they didn't have the COVID bit inside. Yes, because you guys don't know, COVID never happened in China. You guys, read some news, please. Yeah, it's never happened in China. So all the netizens in China are just so mad about me talking about how yummy Chinese leftovers are. And most of them are pretty angry. And then the tags were personal. They were like, she looked fat. I was like, is this my mom? Tell me to my face. Yeah. But this one specific guy reached out to me through DM. It's Chad, the guy I lost my virginity to. Yeah, he's in Malaysia now. He has a daughter. Fortunately, it's not mine. Yeah, he sent me a message. I was like, "Oh, good set on Australia Got Talent. We'll structure jokes, but there's always a but, the Chinese man." I was like, "It would be much better if you don't talk about you being Chinese or you being a woman." Yeah, exactly. What I'm supposed to talk about? Your entry level dick? Yes. Yeah. And I was most of the time got really mad. I was like, who the fuck are you? To tell me, and like all the guys in China or all the aunties in China, who the fuck are you guys to tell me what I should talk about or I shouldn't talk about? I now sit at the uncle's table now. I can say whatever the fuck I want to say, and also I'm a funny cunt.
说段子，哪儿演电影啊？我是相声，讲相声的。
你在哪儿啊？
现在屋头，墨尔本的。
我们在正方，在那个杨龙寺那个大桥的那边。
看到了，也爸爸在开车啊？
我就看大桥。
爸爸开车吗？
开车嘛，我在跟你说你和你是过山车。不能影响我的注意力。
不能影响，但你觉得我这个新造型怎么样嘛？哎，媳妇儿奶奶。
你平常哪里给我吃？
我想啷啊？
你平常哪里给我吃？
喜剧演员的标志啊，怎么样嘛？你觉得？
喜剧演员的标志啊。
觉不觉得这个是小丑鼻子？觉不觉得自豪吗？好不好笑嘛？好笑不嘛？
你晚上吃了？
啊？
你下个晚上嘛白天的。
晚上。
你是晚上吗？白天？
晚上。
晚上啊？我要是3点钟的时候，晚上3点的时候。
5点钟让天黑了。
这个冬天呢，起码要黑早。
是要黑得早些了嘛？就怎么样嘛？我那个职业转型还转得可以噻。现在是职业小丑。职业小丑怎么样？
可以。
可以啊。啷啊？
你也是装小丑嘛？
就是啊。
不装稍微
别个我们是绍兴的嘛，绍兴叫丑的，要丑角儿。
丑角吧？
绍兴就是丑角儿。怎么样嘛？就那个新造型可以不嘛？
可以啊，不要什么就是上色。可以。
好。
什么就是上色哈。
什么都尝试一下。呀。